What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Berm, and today we are hitting the VGC Series 3 ranked ladder with this MASQUERAIN Garchomp Tyranitar Sand team. Before we begin, if you wouldn't mind liking, commenting, subscribing, interacting with the video any way you know how, help this video reach more people, help the algorithm push it to just as many viewers as possible, I'd appreciate that. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, at which point I will start live streaming weekly, something that I'm really looking forward to getting back into. So if you're excited for that, be sure to help the channel grow to make that happen sooner. I think it's going to happen right around the corner, so be on the lookout for that. Another thing, in the description below, rental code, PokePaste, full team breakdown in case you want to know EV spreads and stuff like that. Go check out that description. It's got a lot of stuff. It's also got a Discord to come hang out with members of the Berm Firm, which is just people who follow the channel. All of my social media links are in there. If you want to follow me on, elon.com, you could do that for whatever reason. And also, we have timecodes down there in case you want to skip this team breakdown. To break down the team very quickly, what you see before you, kind of a crazy thing that I hatched, wanted to see if it would work, and then on Showdown, it has been. A Wo-Chien team, so we're lowering attack stats everywhere. I looked at the fact that Garchomp and Tyranitar, I think, are super underused at the moment because Garchomp is scared of Chen Pao. Tyranitar is scared of Ting Lu, but Rotom is not. So I think that there's a lot of synergy that can happen. And MASQUERAIN is an intimidator who dodges ground moves, dodges Ting Lu, and gets Quiver Dance and Baton Pass. You'll remember recently I actually went up against a MASQUERAIN team, and I'm sure you could zoom in on my face and see me reminiscing of the days that I used MASQUERAIN in Draft League. And this was the kind of stuff that I pulled. And I really think that we're going to surprise some opponents. Make them go for Will-O-Wisps when that'll do nothing to me. Make them switch into Intimidators when that'll do nothing to me. Like, honestly, switch in your Arcanine. I'm going to crush it. Because all of these Pokemon are special attackers. Garchomp has a deceivingly decent special attack stat. Tyranitar has a really good special attack stat. And this one is max special attack modest Tyranitar with Assault Vest. It's not dying to anything, especially with Wo-Chien on the field, because it gets the Sand special defense boost. Wo-Chien stops physical moves from doing a ton. Intimidate is going to help out with that a lot too. Golden Go loves getting behind a Quiver Dance. Rotom loves getting behind a Quiver Dance. Wo-Chien doesn't mind getting behind a Quiver Dance. Like, everything loves getting behind a Quiver Dance. The biggest thing is just, can you pull it off, right? Because MASQUERAIN does need to have 2 turns where it survives. Oftentimes, the Quiver Dance makes you fast enough to move first on the second turn. It is just a little bit of a dance there. And we can't run Focus Sash, right? Because it will then get chipped from Stand. So it has to be Covert Cloak. We're not going to get faked out for that reason. And we also have Icy Wind everywhere as a little bit of speed control. In case the Pokemon doesn't have a Quiver Dance up, Garchomp can then outspeed most things. Garchomp already beats a ton of stuff. Golden Go can outspeed a bunch of stuff. Wo-Chien's there to just help everybody live stuff. So we're going to see how it goes today. I'm really excited to use this team. I can't wait to see how it goes in-game. I have not played any games on the in-game cartridge ranked ladder yet. So I'm very excited to try that out. I hope you're excited to see a team like this on the channel. Hyper offense in a way that is just not... hyper offense and Wo-Chien. And in a way that's just not expected at all, right? This team is not... this is like a closed team sheet team. This is for the ranked ladder, not for tournament. So I'm excited to see how it does. If you wouldn't mind liking, commenting, subscribing. If you're also excited to see it, we share weird teams all the time in case it's the first time you're watching one of my videos. Hit the notification bell. I'm always in the chat for live premieres as well in the afternoons during the week, Eastern Standard Time. Come check them out. I will see you there. Hello to everybody that's in the live chat currently right now watching this. And that's all I got for you. Without any further ado, let's hop into some battles here, shall we? Going up against Golden. Golden has a bunch of rock and ground types. Actually, a lot of stuff that Rotom just immediately is a bring. Do I like my chances of setting of Quiver Dance here? Not if they lead Glimmora. Yeah, not if they lead Glimmora, and I feel like it's a pretty good chance that they do. I like Golden Go a lot in this game, besides the bottom two, but I think we can deal with that. I also love T-Tar for every reason besides the Iron Valiant. You can always Terra Ghost, which might be my pick. Yeah, I think I go these two, and then I just bring Garch and Golden Go. We're going to leave Masquerain and Wo Chien behind on this one. I'm seeing a lot of special attackers. Even the Valiant might be a special attacker, so having Intimidate, not having Intimidate, and not having Tablets feels okay. Feels all right. And I think that my dedicated Terra here is going to be Ghost Tyranitar. I think has a really good time. I love that we're going up against a Garchomp, or sorry, an Arcanine, because they're going to intimidate me, and for this entire first turn, they're going to think that that does something to me, and it simply does not. Something else that's happening here, though, is that because I'm getting Sand Up, I am boosting the special defense of that Glimmora, and I just want to remember that. I don't think I need to Icy Wind, though. I might double into the Glimmora. No, I can Power Gem the Arcanine, and I can Hydro Pump the Glimmora. Oh, just a spiky shield. That's fine. There's the Will-O-Wisp, as they always do. And we're going to see my opponent's jaw drop as I go for a nice fat Power Gem into that Arcanine now. Also, with all these special moves, I don't know that we'll even activate. Look how much damage that did. It's so crazy. I don't know that we'll activate. They are safety goggles in the Arcanine too, by the way. I just want to take note of that. I'm actually not scared of the Arcanine at all anymore, so I think I do now double into Glimmora. They're going to withdraw Arcanine. That's fine. Again, Intimidate's doing nothing to anybody on my team. Here comes Ting Lu. That's a great play for my opponent's part, but I can burn that thing on the next turn. Sorry, I'm not finishing my thought. I don't think any of my moves activate Poison Barbs, or whatever it's called. And I love seeing Rotom outsped Glimmora there. That's great. That did some damage, Tyranitar. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't know that I can kill with another one. But I think it's worth trying to. And I haven't had the need to go Ghost yet, which is nice, because it means that I might be able to get a Terra Steel in the back with Golden Go. Let's Dark Pulse again into the Glimmora. And now let's just Wisp the Tinglu. They're going to Spiky. It's fine. They may Body Press me with Ting. They're going to Ruination Rotom. Not what I thought was going to happen. I'll be totally honest there. Do I preserve Tyranitar? I think I do. I think I can switch out T-Tar now into Garch. Yeah, and I think we can Hydro Pump it as long as we hit it with the Glimmora. We'll be okay. I want to preserve the Tyranitar because now I think I have an opportunity to set it back up. I actually love that they protected on that turn because I wasn't confident that Dark Pulse would have killed there with Vessel active. But Hydro should, based on the damage output before. The Pokemon that my opponent chose to bring are home runs for the Pokemon that my opponent, or that my opponent, that myself chose to bring. So far. They're going to try to double Spiky. Totally fine with that. We do land the Hydro. Good stuff, Rotom. Put that boy on spin cycle. They're going to attempt to Fissure into my Garchomp slot. That's another reason why Rotom is just so annoying for Ting-Lu. Like, what can Ting-Lu do to kill Rotom? Nothing. It had the Ruination, which is nice. But here comes Arcanine. Going to get an Intimidate on my Garchomp. Nice, nice. I feel like I can, again, ignore the Arcanine if I really want to. Because I feel like all they do here is... They might E-Speed Rotom is the only thing, if they have it. Actually, yeah, I don't want that to happen. So we're going to Earth Power you, and we're going to protect Rotom. I don't want you to E-Speed me. Oh. Well, that's fine as well. And now I'll just be sad if I get hit by a Fissure. Just a stomping. Fair. And no more sand for our friends. I'm cool with that. I can now just do that, and we'll swap Harden to Tyranitar. I totally forgot about this too, but because Garchomp is Sand Veil, Fissure has an even less chance of hitting Garchomp. So I really, really like that a lot. I'm sitting here worried, like, well, if they get 5 Fissures off, they actually have a good chance of killing my Garchomp. But with Sand Veil, it's incredibly rare that it would hit. They're going to Heavy Slam into my T-Tar slot, but look how little that does. After the burn, but also Tyranitar just being an absolute bulk monster. And I'm doing all of this work with Ting-Lu on the field. Like, my special attackers are chilling. We're doing fine. I do feel as though Protect there is great, and now we go for the Ghost. Because now I'd love to Icy Wind and make the Valiant slower. It's their last Pokemon. Did they Terra yet? No, right? So I think there's a chance that the Valiant is what they want to Terra. And if I can make it slower than Golden Go, then that's all I need. I didn't see a booster there either, or at least I don't remember seeing one. Oh, they're going to Destiny Bond? What are you doing? Don't give up yet. Jeez. They try for the Fissure. Goes into my Protect, but again, that slot is even less chance to hit Fissure. I'll tell you what, I was not expecting Destiny Bond. With a Pokemon weak to Fairy moves and a Pokemon weak to Fighting moves, I didn't think that thing was going to click Destiny Bond. Let's just Draco the Ting-Lu and keep going for Icy Winds. We're going to miss that Draco. Bummer. It's not every day you get to see Garchomp go for Dracos, so kind of wish we hit it. But these Icy Winds are really doing all we need to do because now the Valiant is definitely slower than Golden Go. And they still missing the Fissure, so I am happy about that. In fact, another Icy Wind might just outright kill the Valiant. But let's do it. Let's go Golden Go. Specs make it rain. No questions asked. We're just going to go for it. I mean, Dazzling Gleam is also an option. They're going to Shadow Sneak me. That's not going to kill. What are they? They're Close Combat, Shadow Sneak, Destiny Bond, Protect? It's an interesting set. Tyranitar is just an absolute MVP of this game. How many Tyranitars do you know are able to go up against an Iron Valiant and an Arcanine and a Tinglu? What was the fourth mon? Glimmora is fine. Tinglu, Arcanine, and Iron Valiant, and the Tyranitar's not scared and stays around until the end of the game? Doesn't happen. Tyranitar's a beast. A beast. One of the all-time greats. Always relevant. Always relevant, T-Tar. Gotta hit the Hydro, but it doesn't really matter, because all we really gotta do is hit the Dark Pulse. The game looked a lot closer than it was. I, had... I had some options there in the end. And just played to my safety. If we'd hit the Draco, that would have finished it even faster, stuff like that. I felt pretty confident with that game. And again, I think it came down to what my opponent brought versus what I brought, and I feel very good about the things that we chose to ultimately go with. I can't totally remember what was on their team at preview, but there was stuff I was worried about, and then we were okay. Good game to my opponent. Stall, stall, stall. In fact, this looks a lot like my Wo-Chien team from last week, with the exceptions being that I had Garganacl, and I had Fluttermane, and they have Tinglu, and they have Corviknight. Again, Rotom is a must-bring. Rotom does so much stuff for me. I do gotta be scared of the Dozo, but Wo-Chien itself is a pretty good answer to it. And I don't hate intimidating stuff immediately out of the gate. And that'll at least give me speed boosts if I want to do that. So it kind of feels like Masquerain might do some stuff, actually. And I could lead it alongside something like Golden Go or Garchomp to scare the Glimmora, which is almost certainly what they're leading with. So let's do this and this. Let's bring the Rotom in the back, and let's bring Wo-Chien in the back. Again, Wo-Chien as a recipient of Quiver Dance is not the main mode, but Wo-Chien being a little bit more especially defensive and a little faster is not a nightmare. It's not a nightmare. We're going to have to scout to see if the Dondozo has Earthquake. Unfortunately, we might not ever know that because I don't have a ton of mons that are weak to it. And so we might not know that until Wo-Chien is a poison type, and then it's like, oh, bummer. We know one thing for sure. I'm really glad that they're not leading next to the... Let's Quiver. They're not leading next to the Dozo with Glimmora, meaning they're not going to hard switch into Tatsu. That would have been a call I'd have to make. And now I don't have to make it as crazily. I would love, based on this board setup, they're going to let me Earthquake or Earth Power there. Interesting. Based on this board setup, I love Rotom receiving a Quiver Dance, if we can get it. We're not going to get it. Bummer. Definite bummer. But it's okay. It's okay. Actually, you know what? Right now, I might bring in Wo-Chien. It's interesting that they're set up Corviknight with... Dondozo's still out there somewhere. You'd suspect that you wouldn't want to switch out the other Pokemon a ton when you need to get Dondozo set up. So it might not be that they brought Dondozo. It's interesting even that they brought it, that they have it on their team at all. Both of these Pokemon do relatively well here. I think Rotom does a little better because I can burn the Corviknight. Again, Iron Defense is totally fine because none of my Pokemon do physical damage. So we're chilling there. I actually don't even need to really worry about the Glamora, do I? I guess I do a little. They're just going to spiky. That's okay. Part of me was like, if I can predict the Protect here, I can Fire Blast and Thunderbolt the Corviknight in the same turn and maybe really, really hurt it. The one thing that Iron Defense does do to me is that it boosts Body Press, which is more reason to get rid of Corviknight before Wo-Chien comes out. There's the Body Press. But Burn does affect Body Press's damage output. So that's nice. We can T-Bolt now, and we can definitely go for the Earth Power now. I don't love that Masquerain died immediately. I'm kind of kicking myself for not assuming that Glamora would go for something. I think that I assumed that they would just be so scared of Garchomp that they would switch Glamora out or protect that first turn, giving me the go-ahead to get the Quiver Dance up. And they just said, you know what, I'm sashed. I'll go to my sash if I go to my sash, and I'll just eliminate the Masquerain. They didn't want to have to deal with it. Which, yeah, understandable. I get it. Oh, that T-Bolt did so much damage. Nice crit. Holy cow. They're going to keep Iron Defensing, but that is not going to matter. Again, I get that the Iron Defense was boosting their body press output, but if that's the only reason you're body pressing or Iron Defensing, then you're in trouble. Because, again, none of my Pokemon were dealing physical. They might think that my Garchomp is mixed, but it's not. And here's the issue. Here we go. Okay. Okay. So they might be licking their lips trying to hit Garchomp with a dragon move. They're less likely to go for like an Earthquake here, although I'm not really scared of Earthquake yet. What I can do is I can Will-O-Wisp the Dondozo while I switch in hard to Wo-Chien to lower the attack output. And this might be enough to neutralize it. And with the attack drop and with the burn, I think that Wo-Chien can get a Leech Seed and then be able to stall this thing out. They just Aqua Tail into that spot. That's totally fine. Look how little that did to Wo-Chien. I mean, land the Willow. Good stuff, gang. I'm also kicking myself because I'm realizing that my Showdown Wo-Chien, I think I was running Foul Play on it. And I don't think this one is Foul Play. Which means that I just mixed up the crossover. I think I was running Foul Play instead of Ruination, maybe? Let's T-Bolt you. Yeah, I think I was running Foul Play instead of Ruination. It's okay. Like, we're going to be fine. And Ruination will still, you know, annoy them to a degree. This might be a Grass. Oh, well, that's fine. Yeah, you can go Fire. Terra Blast might be an issue, if you're that. Yep. But you are already burned. Like, you kind of missed the boat on that one. And Wo-Chien's still going to live that, and it's still going to get Leech Seed off this turn as long as I hit it. And also, you're now weak to Rotom, which is not a bad thing for me at all. And you're weak to Garchomp. So they're what? They're Aqua Tail? Terra Blast? Have we seen Protect yet even? No. It's a strange Dondozo, we can all agree. I think I just Hydro. And I Protect. I want to get as many... Imagine being a Dondozo player who cancels because you're frustrated with how things are doing. Wo-Chien really being the win con there. And by the way, like I still had the option of protecting that turn and then Terra poisoning so that the Terra Blast didn't kill me on the next turn. And still was sapping all that sweet Leech Seed. I would have played it out if I was them. Because I think that if you target down my Rotom, there's a chance that in the end game, Tatsugiri, depending on what item it's holding, like if it was Choice Scarf, it might have been able to like Icy Wind finish the game if Rotom's gone at that point. But I think the burn was the nails in the coffin. And I almost wonder if they had Terra to turn earlier and I wasn't able to get the burn, if they would have been able to pull that out. I still feel pretty good about the possibility that I would have been able to Leech Seed. Like, I would have seen the fire earlier, then gone for the Terra poison and gotten the Leech Seed, and then maybe, like, fire was still not a good matchup for Garchomp and stuff, too. And I think the Tablets of Ruin was just, like, really great for dealing with Dondozo there. Pretty happy with how that game went, even though I did immediately lose a Pokemon turn 1. Good game to my opponent. Jingu has an interesting team. Terrified of the sun, but we have our own Weather Wars for that, so it's actually not the end of the world. Feels like they could probably try and set Trick Room with either the Gothitelle or the Fluttermane, more likely the Gothitelle. But I kind of feel like Golden Go and Tyranitar as my leads stops that from being too much of a concern. Yeah, let's do that. Quiver Dance is not the play here. If we can stop Trick Room. Like, I think Garchomp comes just for the Sandville potential. And then I think it has to be Rotom. Just to resist fire moves, but also a little scared of the Arbivola. I think the Arboliva. The Arboliva, I think, comes every time, now that I'm thinking about it, because I have, like, T-Tar and stuff that is a little scary. It's also possible they go into their Torkoal turn 1. And if they lead it, they get Sun, and I get screwed. Okay. Well, luckily, they did lead with what I thought they were going to lead. I'm going to Terra Steel so I don't get hit, like, crushed by a Ghost move. Tyranitar should be safe from dying to a Fairy move. So I think I can just Terra Steel, Shadow Ball into the Gothitelle, and Dark Pulse into the Gothitelle, and I think we're chilling. And if something else wants to switch in, I didn't see no normal types over there. Oh, Arboliva is a normal type, isn't it? Is it grass normal? Weird Pokemon, man. Fluttermane protects. They're definitely going for Trick Room right now, yeah? Oh, they're faking out and protecting on the same turn. Interesting. Interesting choice. I mean, I will Specs Shadow Ball into you every day of the week. That on its own was able to kill. We didn't need the Tyranitar to do any damage there. And I'm wondering if Torkoal just comes out here. Yep. So, doesn't look like they're going to get Trick Room, unless now the Fluttermane... Oh, and Photosynthesis also boosts speed. That's not that big of a deal. It doesn't seem like you go Trick Room now. I think we swapped out into the Rotom, because they're going to get a fire move off, but I think the T-Tar, even in the sun, might be able to get a Power Gem. It might not die because of the Assault Vest, and it wasn't special attack that boosted. It might be able to live a Moonblast here. I'm really hoping, really banking on it. Oh, just a D-Gleam. We'll definitely live that. I think we would have lived the Moonblast too with that damage output. Power Gem doing a lot, not a little. Heat Wave is the move of choice. It's a good move of choice. But now it's like they can either kill my Fluttermane, or they can either kill my Rotom, or they can kill my Tyranitar. I don't think they can do both. So I think I can like T-Bolt into the Torkoal slot. Icy Wind is not worth it. Like I do want to get rid of the Fluttermane too, though. If they Dazzling Gleam, both of my Pokemon live, right? We know that much. I'm pretty sure Rotom lives that. I can also swap Tyranitar out so we're more able to... That's what we do. We T-Bolt the Torkoal, and we switch Tyranitar into the Golden Go now. They're not going to Shadow Ball into the Tyranitar slot, and if they could do... This is where my hole is. They could Shadow Ball Rotom and Heat Wave, and then Golden Go is absolutely crushed right now. Or they could Terra Fairy, which also might get... Oh, it's just Ghost. For the Shadow Ball to kill the Rotom? Ooh, this could be a really gross... Ooh. Okay, that's better. That actually is a little better than... If they'd done that and gone for a Heat Wave here, Golden Go would be dust. It would be nothing. It would be no more. You wouldn't know who Golden Go ever was. Deleted from history. All of mankind. T-Tar can come back in. Let's get this sand going again. And now I can just double into the Fluttermane slot to help Garchomp out a little bit. When I say double into the Fluttermane slot, really what I mean is that I can just Dark Pulse there, which is super effective now, truly, because of the Ghost Terra, and just make it rain. That'll kill Torkoal if they allow me to hit Torkoal. This is an interesting game. I feel like it really is like that we're just taking turns getting a ton of momentum with our respective weathers. I guess I'm glad they're not Terra Fairy, right? If they were Terra Fairy, this would be even worse. Spadef is lowered, including the Fluttermanes. So let's do that. We gotta keep Make It Raining. Does Golden Go outspeed Shiyu? It might. The biggest question is, oh man, yeah, they might be able to get me. If I can't kill the Fluttermane here, then Garchomp can't come in and kill the Chiyu. But I can't switch out here because that just gives them the game too. Because I think that they only have Dazzling Gleam. I don't think they have Moonblast. Oh, and there's the Chiyu Scarfed? It is. It outsped the Fluttermane right there. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Ooh, that might have just won it for them. Because single target Dazzling Gleam does not kill. It didn't get me. And with the special defense drop, we clip the Fluttermane. So important. So important that special defense drop was there. I don't think that we kill Fluttermane there, unless that's the case. And now they're at -2 special attack. If the Dazzling Gleam had killed Tyranitar there, which is such a crazy thing, because it should, right? It's Tyranitar, but it's a Soul Fest with the sand. Like, it's crazy what Tyranitar was able to live. But that was single target, too. Like, that was kind of nuts. Now we can Power Gem Chiyu. Now we can also Earth Power Chiyu. I think they're locked into Overheat, because I do think that was Scarfed. They're going to Overheat. They're going to miss Garchomp. I mean, that would not have killed Garchomp. But they're going to miss because of the Sand Veil anyway. And we're going to get that game. That's awesome. That was a really fun game. I'm glad that we got to see some fun special attacking stuff there. Good game to my opponent. Hey, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you want to use this incredibly fun special attacking with Masquerain team for yourself, be my guest. links right there, or the rental codes right there, link to the PokePaste and the full team breakdown. It's all in the description below. Go check it out. Again, join the Berm from Discord. Follow me on the social media links. Join me for a live chat. Hey, everybody that's still hanging out in today's live chat. One afternoon. It'd be fun to see you there. I'm in the chat every time. Sometimes I'm late. That's fine. Sorry about that. And yeah, thanks for clicking on this video in the first place. Again, almost to 5,000 subscribers. I sure do hope and think it will happen very soon, but it'll only happen sooner the more that you are interacting with the video. So on your way out today, if you wouldn't mind dropping a like, a comment, or a subscribe, I'd appreciate that, friends. Again, appreciate it so much that you would come to me to watch me use my teams, and I do hope that you're finding success with them, or at least having fun. Even if they're not successful for you, it's not always the easiest piloting teams that you didn't make yourself. I know that to be the case. So yeah, thanks so much. That's all I got for you. Until next time, my name is Berm. See you later.